Hello, Spinner94 here, and today we have a 6v6 battle. Not posted one of these up in a while. Today this is against a good friend, Angron, who's I've battled many times over the last couple of years. He's stuck with the channel for a while, and he's built one hell of a competitive team. So let's get into this battle and see how it all plays out. So we're going to jump on this battle here. I'm challenged by Pokemon trainer Angron, and Angron is going to lead off with his Mamoswine here. I do kind of predict that, and I do lead with Yogi. This is the first team I put together in Gen 7 and ran a lot of Gen 7 mons and realised I haven't brought any Rapid Spinners. So yeah, this team certainly has a few flaws. So Stealth Rocks is up, and that is going to definitely play some havoc on my team, as Hammer Arm is going to hit and nearly take up this Mamoswine, but unfortunately it is sashed here. So I do have the speed drop, which is a bit of a shame. Wish Beware had some kind of priority, and I probably need to chuck some of the punches on this. So Earthquake is going to hit, and that does a ton to Yogi, about half health here, yet forgetting Fluffy only really works on contact moves, so I do decide to pay back here, and that takes out the Mamoswine here. So he brings in Fake Pikachu here, and the only thing I've really got to hit this thing with is payback, so Angron is going to withdraw Fake Pikachu and go into Toxapex here, which I do find quite interesting. Not 100% sure, maybe he predicted my switch into my bootleg here, but my bootleg does kind of work well against Toxapex, so it's not 100% sure on that one. So he is going to withdraw Toxapex, and it is going to go into Antivirus here, which is not grand for me, and I do set up a Substitute. I did make a hell of a misplay here, because at this point I'm thinking my Disguise is broken because Stealth Rocks, but no, Stealth Rocks does not break Disguise. Gotta remember that. I don't know why I think it does, but anyway, this thing is going to power up and it is going to use Z Conversion here. So Z Conversion is obviously going to kick in, and that is pretty much terrifying at this rate. I do decide to hit this with a Play Rough, and that does nothing. I do about less than a quarter, let's say 23%, something like that. So this thing is going to hit me with the Thunderbolt here, obviously being the electric type, so that's electric stab, only weak to ground, so that's going to hit me quite a lot, and I do decide to go for a Play Rough again. And Temple made an interesting comment when I was battling. He's like, why didn't you set up a bulk up? I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. I'm still behind my Disguise at this point. So Thunderbolt is going to connect again. That is finally going to break my Disguise here, so Mimikyu just loses Disguise here, kind of plops down, and I am going to hit this thing with a Play Rough again. And there's a nice little chunk here. I've got this thing down to in the red, which is always great. So Thunderbolt is going to connect on me, and that is not I'm not living that Polygon Z when there's plus all that thing hits like a truck. So I go into Hey here, and an interesting thing, this thing is meant to be life though, but one of the few cases, actually, I have this thing Choice Scarfed, which I don't know why. I think I was just switching around items at the time, obviously, to get Steve sorted, but here it worked great, and it's super effective damage, and it kills off Polygon Z, so I'm thinking maybe Choice Scarf Dugtrio might be a great counter for this thing. I don't know if I would have killed it at full health, because it does get that extra bulk, but yeah, again, Dugtrio's not got the worst attack, and it is stab, so I'll have to think about that. What do you guys think in the comment section there? So I go into Booby Trap here, and this thing does set up a Dragon Dance, and I'm wondering, can I take a Earthquake and this thing at a Dragon Dance? Because like Toxapex is pretty damn bulky here, even after the Stealth Rock damage in there, saying there. But unfortunately, I'm going to make a hell of a misplay here. This thing is going to go for an EQ, and that completely one-shots Toxapex here. A very defensive Toxapex as well. I thought I would have took that and when had minimum health left, but I was wrong on that one. So, hey, live and learn. Underestimated Flygon, overestimated Toxapex here, which you're still seeing on every team, even after Pokemon is released, which I do find interesting. So I go in Moon Dance here, wondering if I'm bulky enough to take any hits and all that, but unfortunately Toxapex does come in here and either definitely predicting the Toxic nicely, as I'll go for a Payback actually. Should have went for a Toxic there, never mind. But Payback is going to chip, doing very little to this Toxapex, like virtually nothing at this point. So this thing is going to get some lefties recovery here. This battle is not looking great for me because I can't touch Toxapex, but Toxapex can certainly do some damage to me. So I go into Yogi here, obviously more sacrificial fodder than everything, and this thing is going to go for a Toxic here. So obviously I'm on a bit of a timer here, so I do think, you know what, this thing is probably going to Baneful Bunker next turn to try and Toxic Storm me as much as possible. So I might as well try and see what I can do here. So I'm looking at the moveset of my Yogi, which is Return, Bulk Up, Hammer Arm, and Payback. There we go. I remember this set. So I do decide to go for a bulk up, obviously predicting Protect Us, whatever this is called, Baneful Bunker, same thing. But I do get my attack and defense increase, which isn't great, and I really need to train this Yogi up to max happiness. This thing's like doing good happiness, but not perfect, so this return here, if I was max happiness, would have done a little bit more, which would have helped, but unfortunately, recover is going to be a thing, and this is this is probably how Jim felt when I Toxic stalled the hell out of him with a Toxapex a while ago, and these things can do the stall. So I'm going to get poisoned here, 14 health, so I didn't really want to switch, and obvious Baneful Bunker is obvious, so I'm unfortunately going to have to stay in and die at this point. So it's not looking great for me at this point. I pretty much know I've lost the battle, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to salvage as much as I can here. So Yogi goes down here. I do decide to bring in my Death Star here. So I was thinking I could set up a Shell Smash here and see what I can do from here, but yet again, these things do carry liquidation, and after a Shell Smash, my a liquidation is probably going to hit me because I lose an awful lot of defense. So I think, sod it, I'm going to go straight for a psychic here, take a nice little chunk out of this while I can, and I actually do get the special defense drop here as a liquidation is going to hit. So liquidation does hit me, and it does actually bring me down to the yellow, which I think, you know what, that is actually perfect, because yes, I'll lose a bit of defense and all that from the liquidation, but now my shields down is going to kick in, and with your special defense drop, I wonder how much this psychic can do. So I go for a psychic here, wondering, is this thing going to kill here? And it brings it all the way down to the red and the 2 HP live. It's like, better luck next time, I suppose. So, unfortunately, Death Star's going to take a hit. Death Star is going to go down there, which is a bloody shame. It would have been nice to see Death Star pick up the kill there, but meh, what are you going to do? So, I'm wondering if I can even get the kill on this Toxapex at this point. So, I go into Hey here. I'm going to take very minimum Stealth Rock damage, which is probably some of the least Stealth Rock damage you can take ground and steel typing. I'll probably take like a quarter. It's like the Courier when it switches into it. So I'll go for an Iron Head. That does not do anything, of course, thanks to being for 1k. At least I'm not going to get poisoned here. So I just decide to switch here, and he just decide to go into his Raichu here, so resisting the Iron Head hit. But that still does quite a little chunk. Obviously, Raichu not being the most defensive mon here, and with me Chai Scarfed, I know I'm going to be able to outspeed again. So aside, screw it, I'm going to try and get the flinch. I do hit this thing with an Iron Head again. Unfortunately, don't get the flinch, and this thing hits me with a Psychic. So I'm assuming maybe not running Grass Knot or Focus Blast on that one, or maybe just wanted the 100% hit. So that HP is going to be lost to the Life Orb there. I'm going to hit this thing again, and that is that Raichu down. So at least I'm taking one out. At least I'm finding one going down. I'm going down swinging at this point. So in comes Toxapex, nice and healed with the Regenerator here. Unfortunately, I know I'm not going to be able to touch it here, so I sod it, stay in. Iron Head's going to do absolutely nothing at this point as I'm going to go down. Oh, no, a recovery is going to happen, and I'm surprised I didn't go down to a liquidation there. So, a little bit HP recovery, Black Sludge as well. Back up to full here. I believe I can go for an Iron Head again. Nope, I forfeit the match from there. Obviously, people were waiting on stream. I thought I should have switched into the Umbreon and forfeited, but hey, oh, either way. So, thank you all for watching this battle. This has been Spinner94. I will hopefully remember to link Angron's channel in the description here. Remember, like, share, subscribe, all that rubbish, and I hope to see you all in the next one.